Published, 1734 Eastern Daylight Saving Time, the 22nd of April 2018. Updated, 2048 Eastern Daylight Saving Time, the 22nd of April 2018. Once the Scarlets' ordeal was over, Captain Ken Owens was asked if anyone can stop Leinster winning the Champions' Cup, and he appeared unsure how to respond. The long pause told its own tale. Eventually, the Lions hooker said, "It will take some side to stop them." It was a polite way of saying, no chance. Leinster might as well stitch a fourth star onto their shirts now, to signify joining Toulouse as the most successful European club of all time. The Dublin-based province are imperious at present, and all the evidence suggests that Racing 92 will be unable to halt the thundering juggernaut in Bilbao next month. Stuart Lancaster is rebuilding his reputation as a senior coach at Leinster this season. Top tackle game was long since up for the Scarlets in Dublin when Scott Williams charged across to flatten Rob Kearney just short of the corner flag. It was an act of spirited defiance. Shock result: the Ospreys were under strength, but it was still another landmark success for Italian rugby when Zebra beat the Welsh region 37-14, with a hat-trick of Mattia Bellini tries. Jubilant tweets: Warburton knows a bit about open-side play, and he acclaimed his fellow Cardiff Blues number 7, saying, "I think I'm going to get an Ellis Jenkins tattoo." What a hero. Strange sight: Gloucester v Newcastle was a clash of all pink v green hoops. Traditional red and white v black would have been just fine. Kit choices are becoming ever more absurd. The 38-16 dismantling of the Scarlets was of the highest test class, a ruthless demonstration of power and precision. This Leinster side have such vast stocks of youthful talent and international pedigree that they could go on to be the greatest champions ever. What they have done this season almost beggars belief. The flawless campaign has featured home and away wins over the champions of England, the leaders of France's top 14, and the leaders of the other Pro 14 conference. They have also blasted past the European champions in the Welsh region, who swept a Pro 12 glory in Dublin last season. Veterans such as Rob Kearney and Cian Healy have been galvanized by the emergence of new sensations such as James Ryan, Dan Levy and Gary Ringrose. Leinster keep churning out brilliant rookies, and it is a stunning triumph for the Irish system. But at the heart of it is a resurgent Englishman. Stuart Lancaster was derided when his England team crashed out of their own World Cup in 2015, and he soon found himself out of work. Yet, such has been the scale of his impact with Leinster. Former Ireland number 8 Jamie Heaslip, who retired last month, put him on the same pedestal as Joe Schmidt, who is regarded as a coaching genius. Lancaster is being linked with the vacant director of rugby role at Harlequins. That would be a good fit. Frankly, if he hadn't done the job already, he'd be seen as a frontrunner to succeed England head coach Eddie Jones. His reputation is repaired, and a return to Test rugby, which seemed a remote notion not so long ago, increasingly appears inevitable, if that is his wish. Leinster celebrate victory in the European Champions' Cup semi-final over Scarlets. The Challenge Cup final should be a cracker this year, with the revival of a familiar cross-border rivalry between Gloucester and Cardiff, in the shape of the Blues. The presence of teams from two real rugby hotbeds in the second-tier final should ensure a significant Anglo-Welsh influx into northern Spain for the May 11th encounter, if the obscene hotel prices in Bilbao don't put fans off. Rooms in the city centre for that doubleheader weekend are currently £500 minus £900 per night. It is a scandalous rip-off, and it must be hoped that Newcastle goes against this trend for fleecing spectators when the finals come to the northeast next year. Tournament organizers EPCR should only confirm future host cities which provide legislation to guard against these price hikes. John Feehan has stepped down from his two major posts, as chief executive of both the Six Nations and the Lions. That role-juggling routine should not happen again. Both jobs need full-time attention. His Six Nations successor should bother to go to Tbilisi, to gauge the rise of Georgia, and take their case for inclusion seriously. And whoever takes over from him with the Lions should make it their mission to stand up for an embattled sporting concept with full focus and energy. Let Martin Johnson do it, alongside a business advisor. No one would take liberties with him. John Feehan has stepped down as chief executive of both the Six Nations and the Lions. England should be on alert. Their World Cup pool stage challenge may be complicated by an Argentine revival. The Jaguares followed up their Super Rugby victory over the Rebels in Melbourne by beating the Brumbies in Canberra. They are effectively a shadow national side, so if they are on the up, that bodes well for the Pumas. However, the Australian franchises are in disarray. All four lost at the weekend, 3 of them at home, with the Waratahs humbled 29-0 by the Johannesburg-based Lions in Sydney. These are grim times down under. The New Zealand Rugby Union have enjoyed playing hardball over the release of Brad Shields to play for England in June, despite not having a leg to stand on. World Rugby Regulation 9 must be adhered to within an official test window, end of story. But fast-tracking the Hurricanes flanker into the England squad would send out all the wrong signals. He qualifies through his English parents, but he is a Kiwi seeking his international breakthrough here after failing to earn caps with the All Blacks. He is a fine player, but there are lots of good back rowers in the domestic game here, who have come up through the system and await their shot. The RFU in England do what is right for the Premiership clubs by refusing to select players based abroad, but they will not be doing what is right for their extensive player pathways by parachuting in a product of the New Zealand system. Shields should have to prove his worth at Wasps before he is considered. Jones is perfectly entitled to ignore politics and pick a qualified player, but other hopefuls who may be overlooked are entitled to feel hard done by. England want to fast-track Brad Shields, captain of the Hurricanes, into the national setup.